Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Golf Business Live. I'm your host, Michael Williams, and today, as you can see, I don't have my usual wall behind me. We are here live at the African American Golf Expo just outside Charlotte in Concord, North Carolina. There is a lot going on here. As you guys know, it's very important to be in the room, and we have a really spectacular room here where a lot of advancement and a lot of excitement and education. A lot is going on that's going to advance and take the game into the future and make it more diverse, more accessible, and that's what we all want, because that means more golfers, more players. That's the best universe for us. Joining me here for the first segment, though, I'm very excited because one of the people that I had met is from an organization that I have known about for a long, long time. Certainly you have known about it too. The name is quite familiar, and I haven't had a chance to talk to the organization about where they've been, what they're doing now. And joining me to do just that is Gordon McNeill. He is the CEO and president of the TGR Foundation, a Tiger Woods charity. Gordon, welcome to Golf Business Live.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Good morning. Yeah, thanks for having me.
And you've been here just like I have at the African American Golf Expo. What's it been like for the last couple of days for you?
It's tremendous. I love what you spoke about in the opening there. There's a lot of people coming together, really taking the game of golf and propelling it forward, especially in communities where golf hasn't always been front and center, and there's no reason why it can't be. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. So seeing the amount of energy, the amount of people coming into the room that all have that same vision and mission, it's uplifting.
It really is. I've just been excited by the amount of energy and enthusiasm in the room, and there's so many people who are accomplishing so much that I didn't know about. All the organizations who are doing such good work, been operating for 20 years and have affected so many thousands of lives. I can't say that about your organization. I have known about it for quite some time. Yeah. You've certainly been out there with a very high profile, but for those who may not have known about it, those very few, talk a little bit about the founding of the TGR Foundation, mission and vision, what you had set out to do and what you're doing now.
Well, look, I'm fortunate to come in. I've been the CEO and president now for 2 years, and there's a long history before me. Indeed. So it's 25 years.
25 years already.
25 years, and you look back, and it's really amazing. Tiger, not exactly sure his exact age, 46, 47. Hard to believe.
Right.
But when he was 20, 21 years old, his parents, really sat him down and said, "Look, there's a greater purpose here. On the one hand, you're going to have your own personal success. You're going to do the things you do. You've turned professional now, but there's also a space for you to give back." Yeah. And for Tiger and his family, education was always first. And then close behind that was, what are you doing for your community? And, how does that work? And obviously his family is a big priority as well. So he was encouraged to start his own foundation where, he could give back, and Tiger took the reins and really ran with it. So 25 years ago, he starts the foundation, and really at the time, it's a grant-giving foundation, really looking at different programs in the Orange County, California area where he grew up, and how they can make those communities better so more kids have opportunity and access to, number one, the game of golf. So a lot of people probably remember some of those old videos of Tiger getting out there doing youth camps and traveling city to city and really bringing awareness of the game of golf, mostly to underrepresented kids in inner city. But there was an evolution along the way, and the foundation really evolved. He did that for 4 or 5 years. He and his father, Earl, everybody knows Earl Woods.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Right there on the ropes at every tournament.
Absolutely.
And that bond he had with his father and his mother, but you saw it with his father as well. And apparently they were out at a golf tournament, and there was 9/11 occurred, and there was no flights, no planes, no transportation. And so Earl and Tiger hopped in a car to get back home. And on that drive, with the world, seemingly falling apart at the seams, Tiger really had a moment where we could be doing more. And that brought us to the next evolution of the foundation.
And now, as you say, golf first, that's where it started, but it's a lot more than golf. It's really about, I always talk about golf and, when we have facilities, we'll talk a little bit more about your role as a golf course facility operator. Yeah. It's golf and your and is about education and awareness, empowerment in the community.
Yeah, and that's really the transition. You got to look at Tiger at the time, probably in his young 20s, 23, 24, 25, and 9/11 hits. He's got some time to think, which at the time wasn't.
We're all reacting.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And Tiger didn't have a minute. He was going from tournament to tournament, winning, and he was focused. But you get that little reflection moment. We all have it in our lives, and Tiger had it. And for him, it was about, we've got to do more. And the more was, well, golf. And what are we really trying to do with the game of golf? What really, when it comes down to it, what are we trying to do? Golf is a great avenue for so many things. And, for me personally, I started playing in my teens, brought me focus, friendship, camaraderie, that time with my friends to really, guys don't always do this, take the conversation a little bit further. Yeah. You have time to develop it. And Tiger knew he was giving kids that, but then you also need to have all the other tools. How do you really make it in the world? Because there's only going to be a handful of people who play professional golf.
That's right.
The rest of us, there's all kinds of industry that go around the game. There's all kinds of things that golf lends itself well to. You think about business deals being cut out on the golf course. You think about just opportunities to engage with people and go deeper. And Tiger wanted to give kids the education, the grassroots education on how do you get on a pathway to success through education.
Mm-hmm. And by the numbers, over 25 years, we're going to talk about some numbers about fundraising, about number of kids impacted.
Yeah, it's an amazing organization. So we've served 2 million kids to date.
Incredible.
Yeah, a lot of people, when you think about that, like 2 million, that's a huge number. And one of the focus points of the foundation, Tiger gets going on education and really these pathways forward. It's how do you pick up kids in the 5th, 6th, 7th grade, really make learning interesting, help develop passions, help students discover who they are.
Yeah.
Are they an innovator? Are they a builder? Are they an entrepreneur, right? So we help kids do that. And then from there, we allow them to go deeper. And these are courses after school where kids are opting into a course on, could be podcasting, it could be multimedia, it could be in a lot of different environments. And really what happens is the kids get hooked. They get engaged. Yeah. We're actually getting them certifications. We're getting them real world experiences. We're giving them things that they can take with them into the future. And then as they get into high school and older, it's really transformational. It's really about kids taking it all the way to the finish line.
Outstanding. As you hear, we are live here at the Expo. You hear there's some other sessions that are going on. A lot of people, so again, we like being in the room, and having people there is a part of it. So our audience is about golf course operators, facility operators, but we expand our definition to include anything that has to do with golf. And we have Topgolf, we have so many things now. And I think that technically the organization, TGR Foundation, you are a golf course property owner-operator, yeah?
Yeah, we were talking this morning, and it's funny, I look at us as an educational facility, but we actually do manage and operate our own driving range and little mini par 3 golf course. As part of our educational program, we have junior golf. As a matter of fact, we have the TGR Junior Invitational coming up at Pebble Beach.
Outstanding.
Really cool, actually.
We're 5th major.
The 5th or 6th. We're bringing out 60 kids, underserved communities, and giving them a taste of what would it feel like to be in a professional environment. Wow. And actually putting them up at Pebble Beach for the weekend, play in the hay, the 9-hole course that Tiger designed out at Pebble Beach. And then, Spyglass on day 2. And, that's awesome.
Have I aged out?
No, you've aged out, unfortunately. And your handicap's not low enough to qualify. No, but all joking aside, so that's a junior golf program. But in Anaheim, where the TGR Learning Lab is, which is a 35,000 square foot facility, we actually have a golf course right next to us called Dad Miller. It's one of the places where Tiger Woods learned to play. And, years ago when we were building that learning lab, we took over the old driving range. They were, constructing a new driving range with our help. And now we have that driving range to teach junior golf to kids. It's all, free of charge. We bring in hundreds of kids a year that have, for the most part, never held a golf club before. And then there's a little par 3 pitch and putt course. We host little tournaments there and opportunities for kids to experience the It's one thing hitting off a mat. It's another thing when you go out there and you have to kind of manage the course a little bit, and etiquette and all the things that go with that. And actually, from an educational standpoint, we also show them, like, what does it mean to operate a golf course? Like, if you wanted to become a general manager of a golf course one day, if you wanted to be, you know, a greenskeeper, how do you go about doing that? You know, what are the steps that you take? So, yeah, we do operate. It's a nonprofit, but we do operate a golf facility.
And it's very interesting that you fit into that category. So with that, and as we close, I just wanted to know if there's any advice that you could give those who want to, I would say maybe ambitious to be a part of the TGR Foundation. I'm not sure how you do satellite locations or things like that. I know you have to be careful about how you expand. But if they wanted to start their own educational programs, because you've demonstrated how important it is for a facility, if it wants to last and be a part of the community, to be inserted into the community, to be a part of what goes on there. What advice would you give, brief advice on organizations that want to either partner with you or to establish their own legacy in that direction?
Look, you know, the future vision of the foundation is around deep impact. And we know that that impact comes when you're a part of a community that's already built trust, that already has connections and networks of other businesses that participate. And golf courses are at the center of a lot of communities. I would encourage any golf course owner to really think about, you have, you know, usually several hundred acres of space. You usually have facilities that maybe during the day might be vacant. I'm thinking of you know, exhibition halls, or, you know, food and beverage spaces, or those extra little side rooms that you have that are used in the evenings for events and functions. There's no reason why you couldn't either partner with us, and we'd be happy to show you how we do it, and or, you know, be a close partner, or design your own program where you can bring in kids, teach. It could be about golf. It could also be about business. It can be about entrepreneurship. It can be about a lot of different things. Kids just need somebody to grab their hand and say, look, follow me, here's how I did it. And the networks that we have, and the thinking that we have, and that first job opportunity, that first connection, opportunity and access. And golf courses have it in abundance.
I'm thinking now that there's a PDF that's available online for the National Golf Course Owners Association called So You Want to Own a Golf Course, kind of a primer on how to own a golf course. Maybe we need to have a chapter, even a separate document. So you want to make your golf course important, you want to make that golf course significant. There's a way to do that. There's things about doing that. Gordon, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations for all that you've done and for all that you're about to do. And first time here, let's not make it the last time, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me today.
You got it.
All right, thank you.
It's Gordon McNeill, the CEO and chairman of the TGR Foundation, a Tiger Woods charity. Very exciting stuff going on in that organization. So many organizations that are here at the African American Golf Expo. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with House Chat, which, you know, everybody looks forward to. So do I. So stick with us. Go get yourself a beverage and a crunchy snack, and we'll be right back. Michael Williams, Golf Business Live. See you in a bit. Welcome back to Golf Business Live. And for this next segment, as you can see, we're sort of back in our house studio, and how appropriate for our next segment, which is House Chat. So it's something that you all look forward to. I definitely look forward to it because it always gives me something I didn't know about the industry, something good that I can use. And I know it's something that you can use too. Joining us today is a company that really covers a lot. They do a lot of great things, all of which are needed by golf course owners and operators, sort of the nuts and bolts things that you need to run your business and run it well and efficiently. I'm talking about two guys who have really, really done a lot very, very quickly in the golf industry. Please welcome to the show, Trevor Bastien, the Director of Sales, and Jeff Brodsly, the CEO of 100. Gentlemen, I see you say 100 Group. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me. How are you?
Doing good.
Well.
Great. And I got to ask, where are you guys in the world? I'd like to ask now because we're on these Zoom calls. Jeff, where are you in the world?
I'm in Southern California. We have offices across the country, but I'm in our California office in Trevor.
Yep, and then I'm in Grand Haven, Michigan. So that's where I'm at. Weather's still warm, so we're all good here.
Outstanding. I'm here on the East Coast, so we basically got all the time zones covered. So that's good. Nice to know. Gentlemen, I just want to start off by saying I read some of the work that you did, and usually I find it very easy to describe what our guests do, but you guys do so much and do it so well. I thought I'd leave it to you. So Jeff, maybe we just want to start this segment by you giving a brief description of your company, what it does, a little bit about its history.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, Michael. So in the traditional world, you could call us a quote unquote credit card processor, but we've decided to kind of change the landscape of that. And in a human interaction, non-business, a person-to-person interaction, we all know what staying at like a nice hotel is like, where you have a concierge service and they can book reservations for you and they can take care of your pool cabana and things of that nature. In the business world, there's always lacked that kind of interaction between vendor and client, meaning the merchant, the business owner, the golf course owner. So what 100 Group does is we offer various products and services. Mostly the biggest for this industry is software, credit card processing, insurance, and phones. Really focus on credit card processing in the golf industry right now. And instead of having 3 or 4 or 5 different vendors, though, we're a luxury provider that is specialized in the golf specific industry.
Interesting. And Trevor, I'll go to you. You say there's a number of services, basically a credit card provider. How do you differ from other credit card providers that are out there? Because there's a lot of service providers out there. And I will say, as you probably know yourselves, it's rather a controversial business to be in for any business, especially for the golf course operators. So what sort of sets you apart from the other guys who are doing it in the industry?
Yeah, for sure. So we get that all the time, Michael, and it's a great question. For us, what Jeff built 100 Group on is relationships. So we really like to focus on the relationship aspect. We understand as a credit card processing company that these golf course owners are getting phone calls each and every day from tons and tons of merchant processors out there. So really what makes us different is we understand that, hey, you could get a low rate. We could decrease your rates, but at the end of the day, are you really going to have a direct relationship and a direct contact to someone that you can actually if you have an issue with your credit card processing, can I pick up the phone and call Trevor or Jeff? Can I actually have a relationship with these guys? And our goal at the end of the day is not to just have a relationship for a year or two. We want to have a relationship for a lifetime. So at 100 Group, we really focus on the relationship aspect of being a credit card processor.
Mm-hmm.
I'll piggyback on that too, if you don't mind, Michael.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, I think the truth is, and I always try to use analogies, but like the difference, just nuts and bolts specific to golf. I think the difference of what 100 Group is if I make an analogy to golf, is if you're you got a 220-yard shot, are you gonna use a pitching wedge for it? The pitching wedge can get you there, right? You can get there in baby steps. in baby steps, you can get there. It'll get you there. It might take a little longer. It might not be as smooth and as clean, but you can get to the green that way. With 100 Group, you're going to use the proper club. For someone it might be a 6, someone it might be a 5, whatever it may be, but you're going to use the proper club. So every other credit card processor out there, they can process a transaction for golf course owners. We're going to do it the right way and the perfect way that will help get the businesses their money the fastest, the most secure, and talk to somebody that really knows the business. Why use a pitching wedge if you're out there? It'll work, but don't you want to do it better, cleaner, and somebody that truly understands the industry?
Okay, so as a English major, you have my attention. I love a good analogy. But let's take it a little bit deeper. And you identified the right way and the wrong way. And I'm intrigued by that. What constitutes the wrong way, and how do you correct it with what you're doing at 100 Group?
I'll take it, and then Trevor, you get more specific. But I mean, it's like the wrong way in my mind is if it's not broken, don't fix it mentality. I mean, you're talking about people's money. Most of the transactions that happen on a golf course are done through digital payments, through credit cards these days. And if you don't have a relationship with the person that actually handles your money, so you can pay the water to have the golf course stay green, you can pay your staff, you can buy stuff for your retail store. We control people's money coming in every single day. So in my opinion, the wrong way is not having a relationship with that person. I laugh when some golf course owners or pros of the shops, they have a better relationship with their UPS driver that delivers product to them every day. but the person that handles their actual processing, if they are not industry specific, there's a difference between accepting credit cards for a bowling alley or a doctor's office versus a golf course. So in my opinion, the wrong way is just doing 31 flavors off the shelf.
Interesting. Trevor, I'll go to you and ask you to also drill down into that. I know that I believe that you provide transaction services for other industries, for other verticals. What is it that makes the golf course operator and the importance of the relationship so specific and so unique?
Yeah, I think it's unique for us because, well, to dive back a little deeper, how we get into each industry is we find something, that we really enjoy and we really like. Like for me personally, I love the golf industry. So for me, it was a really, easy industry and fun industry to get in. So, I noticed I actually have a local golf course in my area that, one day they're complaining about their processing fees. And I just thought, maybe I should dive a little deeper and look more into the golf industry. And, Lord behold, we found, a niche, and we found, a way that we could get into the industry and really help out, each and every golf course owner nationwide.
And so it seems as though getting into that relationship is how you understand what may specifically be needed and tweaked in order to give them the specific things that they need, in kind of a bespoke, kind of a tailored type of service rather than a one size fits all. Am I getting it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
ahead.
say, yeah, as an English major and the analogies, Michael, there you go. Yeah, I mean, for sure, right? We're going to have a different kind of product set and tool set for the rest specific, let's just use the auto dealership industry that we're big in than we would for golf. So, getting your hands around the specific needs. Golf course owners have multiple merchant accounts. They have food and beverage. They might have a text to pay for while you're on the course and you want to order a drink. They have obviously tee fees and tee times and online apps and all this various stuff. If you're not using the credit card processor that understands all that, you're working like a lot harder, not smarter.
And I mean, it sort of all boils down at some point to price. I know that much of the industry is based on price, like 0.25%, 0.5%, this and that. I can save you money is usually the lead pitch. And again, in my varied and modeled career, part of it was in golf course operations. And I know that when I would get these calls, a lot of it would be like, hey, I can save you money. So I imagine that along with the care and the attention that you're talking about, there's a savings to be had as well. And is that in addition to or because of the relationships that you develop with your clients?
Trevor, you want to take that one or you want me to?
I just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, I'll go ahead. Yeah, so a little bit of both. For us, we really like to start, make a friend. We like to get on the call. We like to have a few different touch points with them. And at the end of the day, yes, of course, it's all about saving money. But again, if you do have an issue with your processing, who are you going to call? Are you going to call the 1-800 number and talk to someone that you've never talked before? Or are you going to have that relationship with a direct contact, and they're going to pick up the phone right away for you and be able to help you out in a situation that you might need it?
Gotcha.
And from my perspective, Michael, I think using another analogy, especially since I love them and you love them, if I'm in California, I'm in Southern California, so probably the most exclusive, if you will, golf course that's close to me is Sherwood Country Club. Well, there's a cost to play and be a member at Sherwood Country Club. There's also a small, 9-hole course, Los Robles, that the grass it's not the best, but it is what it is. You're going to get out there and you're going to play golf. So there's a luxury experience when you go to Sherwood Country Club. Mm-hmm. It caters to people that want to pay for that want that experience, not just the experience itself of the actual course, but the luxury, the quality, the VIP treatment that you get when you're there. And so what we do at 100 Group, you're correct, Michael, it comes down to price at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. However, we're not the guy or the gal that leads with price. We want to see how can we make you feel like you're at Sherwood Country Club or one of the best country clubs in the entire world, but pay the price of a medium range country club, which is still saving them money from where they're currently at.
Interesting. Trevor, did you want to chime in on that? I know the sales guy wants to have the last word.
No, that's 100%. The analogy is correct. A lot of the times, I'm sure that, several people, we're like how do I put it? We're like the Marriott. We're going to get the Marriott price, but you're staying at a Ritz-Carlton. So if you think about it that way as well. So we're going to give you the best luxury service out there, but we're also going to be giving you a competitive price as well.
Right. We're going to change the name of this show to Analogies today.
Yeah.
I get to the end of it. Jeff, I'll go back to you. Obviously, you are connected to the National Golf Course Owners Association. I believe you participated at MCOR recently. Talk a little bit about your experiences so far with the National Golf Course Owners Association and how it's helped you to advance your mission and vision for 100 Group within the golf industry.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of it, and I'll let Trevor take the NGCOA specific part because it's really his baby. I don't want to steal a thunder. I founded the company. I'm the CEO. I've done this in a lot of vertical industries and whatnot, but Trevor has this is his baby, so I want him to speak a little bit about that. But I'll tell you from my perspective, I've been doing, call it, credit card processing for almost 20 years now, and built, sold, bought, been done really well in the space. And what we did different with 100 Group is we choose our clients. We're not just the person that's going to take everybody and anybody. And as Trevor alluded to earlier, we want to do business in an area that we're passionate about, an area that we can actually talk talk the talk, right? That we're not just talking about selling pizzas or ice cream or something like that. So the 100 Group model has been go after something you're passionate about, join forces with the associations, with the software vendors, things of that nature. And Trevor has taken the business model and done it, replicated what we've done in other big vertical markets and whatnot, and done it in this market. So Trevor, I'll let you take from there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I appreciate that. So yeah, for us, first off, the NGCOA has been just unbelievable to work with. From Mike, from Michelle, Renee, they have all been great, and everyone behind the scenes. And then, in July, we had our experience with MCOR for the first time. And, just the relationships in the community and, the family type atmosphere that is built around the NGCOA is everything that, you could dream of as a vendor. And it just comes back to our relationship standpoint with all these, members, and then also other vendors as well, working with them and potentially partnering with them. And just the core goal of everything is to help out the member. What can we do to help out the member? I mean, there will be times, where we do a review, and as long as we can educate these members on what to look for and, things to look out for, it's a win for us because then the members are getting value from the NGCOA membership.
Yeah, I would say on that, Mike, I was going to say I was part of the negotiations and whatnot, and I mean this was many years in the making because NGCOA has, like a lot of associations, they kind of have a duty to their members to try to find, it's a lot easier for an association to find a really good vendor that everybody needs. You all have to accept credit cards, right? So we went through a rigorous process to actually get selected to be the vendor of, I don't want to use the wrong words, endorsed, or Trevor, you can use the right words, but
yeah.
For NGCOA to really put their stamp of approval on us, it was a long, rigorous process. And the truth of the matter is, as NGCA, as an association, they want to add value to their members. Their members have to accept credit cards. So shouldn't they go out and negotiate the best possible deal all around to get value, service, support, price, all in one? And NGCOA, Trevor, Sarah, and myself were part of those negotiations to really give a big package back to where it's a win-win. The association wins, the golf course owner wins, and we win as well.
Outstanding. That's extremely well said, both Jeff and Trevor. And I guess for our last question, as we wrap up, we've seen growth. We've seen many stories about the growth of golf over the course of the last couple of years. The pandemic has brought so many golfers out there. I imagine you're pretty bullish on the future of golf and the future of your business in the golf vertical. Yes, Trev?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I'm a true believer in golf. I know that the younger generation is really getting into it. Things are changing. I feel a little bit about it. One example is music on a golf course. that's changing, the way golf is kind of perceived as. But no, I think it's very bullish, and I think the best is yet to come for the industry.
Outstanding. And just throw a little advertising in there when people want to get in touch with you. What's a good way to do that? I imagine you have a website of some sort.
The website is www.100group.com. You can also follow us on social media, Facebook. We're not big on Twitter, but Facebook and LinkedIn. And then specific, you'll be, if you're an NGCOA member or thinking about being a member, Trevor will definitely be getting in touch with you to see, how we can help your membership take advantage of everything it has to offer.
Outstanding. I don't blame you for not being very big on Twitter. That's a pretty shoddy neighborhood these days.
Exactly.
I don't blame you for staying clear of that. Hey, gentlemen, thank you so much for spending the time. As I always say, we did learn a lot today. And I think that if I was still in the business, I'd be making a call to you right after this one to see what you have to offer and how you can help my business. Congratulations on what you've done so far. Best wishes for much success in the future, and can't wait to have you back in when you have something else to tell us about, okay?
Appreciate you, Michael. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you.
You got it. That's Jeff Brodsly and Trevor Bastien from 100 Group. Again, this is what you're in business for. This is how we keep score. Our transactions are our business. If you do have a trusted vendor, someone that you can count on to make sure that you're not only getting the right price, that you're doing things within the right profit margins, but they're also giving you the type of service to help you advance your business in the way that you feel it, in the way that you see it, then that's just an added plus. So any business that's helping you do things in that way, I applaud and I encourage others to get into it. That is it for this edition of Golf Business Live. I thank you so much for joining us for this episode. There'll be another one right after it. So please enjoy this one, tell a friend, and get ready for the next one. Until then, I'm Michael Williams for NGCOA and Golf Business Live.